Hi, it's Maggie. Excuse me. Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy croaking along here. Uh, I should start this over, but I'm not going to. Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2019 1st through the 15th reading, general reading. So we are looking at the first half of April 2019. Welcome to any newcomers. Welcome back to any returning people, subscribers, followers. Thank you for those of you who take the time to watch, to listen, to send in your support, feedback, and comments. And a big thank you to all of my clients out there as well, regular and new. You guys keep me always so busy with personal readings. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below or going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on the little About button there. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial request with more info the same day or in the first 24 hours, and turnaround time for personal readings is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is the sum total of what I do, so I work pretty diligently with people's schedules to get them readings in as timely a fashion as possible, working with both our schedules. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings in all the main areas of life of all different types and lengths and costs. So shoot me an email and we'll go from there. So let's get right into this reading. This is for the water sign of Cancer for April 1st through the 15th of 2019, the first half of April. Let's see what's in store for our lovely Cancerians, our crabs. If you know your rising and moon sign or Venus, watch those as well. It can provide additional clarification. General readings, as you know, always resonate a little differently for everybody. All right, Cancer, let's see what the first half of April has in store for you. All right, Cancer, we begin with the Eight of Pentacles, followed by, well, your cards are not wanting to come out, followed by you, the Queen of Cups. Next to that, we have Death, Transformation, followed by, oh, the Star. Beautiful combination around the second week or so of April. Pretty important. And from the bottom of the deck, representing your overall energy and focus for the first half of April, we have the Fool, my favorite major arcana card. So Cancer, it looks like potentially for many of you, I mean, out of 5 cards, you have over half, 3 that are major arcana. So probably some pretty important stuff going on for you. The Fool, as your overall energy, can represent you maybe stepping outside of your comfort zone a bit, exploring the potential and possibility for something new. That's what the Fool represents. The Fool is the first major arcana card in the tarot deck. He's got the 0 at the top of his card. He's just starting out. In fact, he hasn't even taken the first step, but he's really excited to do so. This can be about doing something you've never done before, doing something completely new, or something in a completely different way. Because the Fool is a trailblazer. He steps off the beaten path in order to find something new, explore something new. So he may be doing something completely different, or maybe a little scary, or something a little out of your comfort zone, or in a different way, or you're exploring the potential and possibility for that because he's just getting ready to start his journey. That's what the tarot is about. We start with the Fool, and all of the cards after that are about the Fool's journey through life, which is our journey through life and everything that we go through as we grow up and move on. So some of you, looks like you're exploring, either beginning or just getting ready to begin or explore something new. Now for some of you, it might be starting a new job or a new project of some kind, something completely different, something completely new. Again, the Fool can represent not quite starting it or being at the very beginning or exploring the idea of something new. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Now the Eight of Pentacles is the work card, the worker bee card as I like to refer to it. It can represent your job, maybe working a lot, burning the candle at both ends as this man is doing, paying attention to detail, sometimes repetitive work, getting up early, staying up late, your job, or something that you're working on, a project of some kind. Because when I say work, it can represent a conventional job, working from home, if home is your job, or some kind of project. Whatever we do, it represents the efforts we put into our day-to-day life that support our day-to-day life, what we put the majority of our efforts and energy into. So some of you, ending March and going into the first week or so of April, you may be working quite a bit. You may be, some of you may be working quite a bit, maybe feeling a bit tired, and that might be why you might be exploring something new. Some of you may be working on putting together a new project of some kind. I just got that somebody was writing a book, maybe getting ready to publish a book. You're thinking about all the potentials. Wow, that's pretty specific. It's got to be out there for somebody. Putting something together. I'm getting a book. I'm getting pages in a book. Excuse me. Maybe starting something new, something different, trying to remain more or less emotionally balanced in that. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For a lot of you, it's you. Some of you, it may be somebody else who's significant, showing up as a female, but could be a male. The Queen of Cups is also about being emotionally balanced and stable. I feel like for some of you, I mean, something is coming to an end in your life. And I feel like it's something that you've been working on bringing to an end or bringing to a close, working hard on, which is probably why for a lot of you, the Fool has shown up. This represents a journey maybe that you have begun the initial stages of, but you have yet to you know, kind of sling the bag over your shoulder and actually walk out the door. But I think you have been working hard on bringing something to an end, because next we have Death and the Star. Excuse me, I know I just got over a bronchial thing, which was in my last couple of sets of videos, and I'm now caught a winter cold. It's been a challenging winter. So Death and the Star. So Death represents typically the ending of something which has been in place for quite some time, bringing something to a close, the transformation of something I think you have put a lot of work into. But there's a sense of renewed hope, faith, and optimism with this ending, because Death is clarified by the Star, which is a beautiful card. You have my two favorite cards here, the Fool and the Star. The Fool is about exploring the potential and possibility of things. The Star is renewed hope, faith, and optimism after a period of darkness or challenge or despair. The Star usually comes out to shine the way, the light through the darkness. It's about trusting in divine timing and orchestration, trusting in the source, setting your feet on the path and doing everything within your power, even if you can't see more than a step or two ahead of you. Doing what you know to be right, pursuing what you know to be true and right for you, your truth and your happiness, and trusting that as long as you hold to that truth for you, that Spirit will meet you and guide you and replenish your water, because you are devoting yourself to it completely. So it's renewed faith, hope, and optimism. It usually shows up when after a person has been ill for a long time and they're starting to recover, you know, after they've had a bad breakup or divorce or something, and some time has lapsed, and then something comes in, and it's kind of like the sun starts shining again. You have this renewed sense of hope, faith, and optimism. Let's pull some clarifying cards here. Let's see what Death is about. I know some people, you know, kind of clench up a bit when they see death, as we all do, when something is ending or transforming into something else, because it can be kind of scary, things coming to an end, even when we want them to. But everything around it, I mean, you have the Fool and the Star, so there's an ending, but it's bringing a sense of hope and optimism, renewed hope and optimism, and a real excitement about what lies ahead. So let's see what Death represents here. The Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card. Let's clarify the Star here so I can put this together a little bit better. Clarify the Star. Oh, you had two come out. The Seven of Wands and the Ten of Cups. This is very similar to, this reading was at Leo, I think. We have the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Cups, which both came out to clarify the Star. So death, what is coming to an end or what is transforming? The Nine of Cups, which is one of the wish fulfillment cards. It's a card of happiness and abundance, but it's not entirely complete, because that would be the 10, which you also have. We're at the 9 here. This is a more external, decadent, sensual, sometimes a selfish kind of, you know, love or or you know, physical kind of indulgence and luxury and getting what you want in a more external physical kind of sense can be somewhat selfish, even though there is an implied sharing there as well. So there's an end or a transformation of that. But the beautiful thing is that clarifying the star, we have the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So you see this Nine of Cups transform into the Ten of Cups, which is really quite beautiful, because the Nine of Cups is more of a selfish, even though it's shared, it's more of an external, selfish, hedonistic kind of love and fulfillment. And the Ten of Cups is it's the completion, because tens represent fulfillment and culmination. The Nine of Cups is very close. It's more or less getting what you want, but it's not a complete fulfillment in terms of emotionality, which the Ten of Cups represents. So it's kind of a transformation of what you perhaps thought you wanted into what is really truly your joy and fulfillment and contentment. Because the Nine of Cups represents having your cups overflowing, but it's not necessarily internally. And I like to see this because it almost feels like a maturation, or you've realized that maybe you had this idea as represented by the Nine of Cups, whether it's in work or a project or your relationships. What do I really need? You know, a lot of people say, well, if this would happen, I would feel completely fulfilled, or if I could just win the lottery, or, you know, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it and find out it's not everything. It's a 9, but it's not a 10. And it feels like there's this realization of what is truly your joy and happiness, both on an internal and an external feeling. It looks like there's an ending and a transformation which is happening for you, Cancer, particularly around the middle of April or so, maybe the second week or so, because we're looking at the first half of April, but timing always being kind of fluid. It could be a little earlier or a little later. General readings, there's many of you watching. So it looks like there's a transformation of what you thought you wanted to just have all the happiness, and something's coming in to transform that, because you've been defensive about it, you've kind of stood by it, you've held out for it, and so there's been an evolution. It could be in somebody around you as well, and now you're exploring the potential and promise of what lies ahead. For some of you, it could be that whatever this new journey you're getting ready to start off on, whether it's a new job or a new project, or even a relationship transforming somehow, you know, this feels kind of similar to, I believe it was Leo's reading, where this is more about internal awareness of you know, realizing where your true joy and happiness is. I think a lot of us spend a lot of time chasing what we see as, you know, the wish fulfillment. If I just had this, I'd be happy. If I just had that, I'd be happy. And constantly chasing it, and never really getting it, because there's always something different, always something better. And I feel like what's transforming also is your way of looking at it as well, of what joy and happiness really means for you, what that actually really looks like. And what may be ending too for some of you Cancerians is, you know, all this work that you've been putting into what you thought you wanted before, whether it was in a relationship or an actual job or something in your life. It looks like, because the way that this layout looks, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the clarifiers I pulled, Death in the middle, and then the Nine of Cups. So all this work you've been putting into something, working so hard at, which is the Nine of Cups. This is what I want. This is what it's going to, you know, this is what I need to make me happy. And I've been working so hard. But there's something about it which is transforming. There's an aspect of it which is ending and transforming. And I think that's internal and in your perspective as well. Something is happening which is transforming and bringing this renewed sense of hope, faith, and optimism, and will bring real, true joy. And you're on the precipice of beginning this journey with the Fool card. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, very similar to Leo. So maybe some of you have some Leo in your chart, or fire, or it could be you might be involved in a relationship or partnership of some kind with a fire sign or a Leo. It could always be the case too, because it's remarkably similar, this internal awakening and awareness and development and growth into what our real true joy and happiness is versus what we've been chasing and working so hard on all of this time. A beautiful reading, Cancer. So Cancer, that pretty much wraps up your April 2019 1st through the 15th reading. I'll see you all again in a couple of weeks for the mid-months, where we'll look at the last 2 weeks of April. I hope that you have enjoyed it and that it's been helpful and useful to you. Again, those of you who are interested in a personal reading with me, please send me an email at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you and schedule a reading with you as quickly as we can. I do love and romance, of course, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, investment readings, gift readings, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas, depending on how far ahead you want to look. They both cost the same. So a few different things for you to consider. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. And there's a few different options on there too, but a lot of people take advantage of it for fast answers to the quick, easy questions. But for the more intensive or in-depth complex readings, email me for something a bit more traditional. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Cancer, take care, and thanks for joining us here. And as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.